All right, what just happened? So, Twins just blew everything up. They decided that they're done this season. They're probably done next season, and they just decided to trade almost half their roster away. So, I'm gonna go ahead and go through and grade every trade A to F here on how good I think it was. So first we got Chris Paddock. I'm not gonna put Dobnak in this because Dobnak was just a throw-in. So Chris Paddock is the main guy here going out. That's an A from me. So Chris Paddock. If you told me I was gonna get what I got for Chris Paddock at the beginning of the year at the trade deadline, I'd be fine with that. We got a guy named Enrique Jimenez. He came from Detroit. So Chris Paddock to Detroit with Dobnak for Jimenez. Uh, I mean, this guy's obviously he's a 24 in our system in Detroit. He was like 14, I think it was, somewhere between 14 and 16. So he was way higher. He was number 20 before we started doing all the rest of our trades, but we'll get to that eventually here. So uh, he's just a catcher. I guess our system didn't have a whole lot of catchers. I think Camden Dial was the only guy on our top 30 prospects that was a catcher. So now we got a couple. So this guy's pretty far away still. He's in single A. He's having a fine year. I guess anytime you can add a catcher is fine, especially if you're going to get one of this caliber for Chris Paddock, who's just been a nightmare for the Twins, and then Randy Dobnak, who's just a net negative because of the buyout next year. So if they can turn that into Enrique Jimenez, I think that's just obviously an A. It's an A. So good job on that. From there, things got a lot more interesting after that. So second guy to go was Yohan Duran. Sent him to the Phillies. We got two guys back. It was Mick Abel and it was Eduardo Tate. So let's do Tate first, another catching prospect. So they made it clear that they want some catching prospects here. He's doing fine this year stat wise. He projects to be possibly a catcher. It's not locked in stone that he's going to be able to come up as a catcher. But if he doesn't work out as a catcher, he could be first baseman. Obviously, most of his prospect value is being a catcher, probably. But if he does become a first baseman, he's got a nice bat. I can see him being a nice first baseman for a while. Not a number four in your system prospect kind of guy as a first baseman, but it'd be fine. He's got a nice bat. So um, also he's got a pretty nice arm. So that's not going to be used so well at first base, but if he can stick a catcher, it's a good thing. So let's just see if he can stick a catcher. If he does, this is a good get. Very shaky though if he'll stay at catcher. So Mick Abel's the other guy who came over here. He's a starting pitcher who's been struggling in Philadelphia, is how I'll word it. He hasn't played a lot. I think he just has like 3 starts. Yeah, he's got 6 starts, 5.04 ERA. Batting average is very high. Um, So I think the 504 is a little high. He's not going to be a 504 kind of guy, but it's a nice get for the back of your rotation. At this point, I was like, okay, they're going to put McAble in the rotation. They got him for 5 years now after this, probably six actually, because he's only been up for 6 games this year, so they haven't even started the clock on pre-arb yet. So you get this guy for 6 years, and then you get Tate in 4 years. So after the Duran trade, I was like, okay, well, obviously they're just gonna go to the future, so they're probably gonna sell maybe a couple guys like Jax or uh, Castro Bader, guys like that. But overall, I think it was a fine get. Uh, I think Tate might be a little over bloated as a prospect just because of how, you know, what the chances are he could be a first baseman. So I would have liked to get like a Justin Crawford maybe instead of him, but I still think it was a fine trade. I'd give it a B overall. I hate to see Duran go out, but they got an all right return for him, so I'm fine giving it a B. All right, Harrison Bader. So they sent Harrison Bader out to Philadelphia, and they got a guy named Jeremy Villoria back, a guy I don't know a lot about. And then they got another guy I also don't know much about. His name is Henry Mendez. He's not one of the highest ranked prospects on here. I think he did make the list. Yeah, number 20, so he's above the catcher. He's having a good year from what I can see. He's had a couple good years in a row now. Um, Looks like he struggled in high A there, but he figured it out pretty quick. So I mean, he's playing well. I don't know how good this dude actually is, to be honest. But if it looks like he's just a all-around kind of guy. He's not even a specialist in anything. His fielding's not great. 50 hit. Uh, I don't have a lot of opinion about this guy, but he's a 20th prospect. I mean, okay, I'll give it a B. You could have done worse. I don't know how much better you could have done. I mean, his hair isn't Bader, so maybe a little bit. I'd probably go, yeah, I go low B. I like the Duran trade better, but there comes to a point. We'll get to it later. I mean, we're gonna get to it pretty quick here. Where why are we trading these guys instead of just holding on to them? Like the return does not justify uh, what you're giving out. So I get you're trying to sell off a guy, but some of these guys, like, what are we getting back? Like Danny Coulomb, he's next. We got Garrett Horn. I mean, who is this guy? He's having a fine year here in rookie and A ball. I mean, okay, he hasn't pitched very much. Like, okay, I guess we got this guy now, Garrett Horn. He doesn't even have a picture in. Did they just draft him this year? They drafted him last year. So now I have questions why he's only played 6 games. Uh, anyways, I guess we got this guy. He's 22 already. He's still playing in rookie. Okay, well, that's another issue. Um, I don't know why we would trade Danny Coulomb if we're gonna get a guy like that. I give it a D just because I feel like it's more valuable to just have Danny Coulomb than it is to get a guy like that. I mean, I get the only reason I'm not giving it an F is because this Horn guy, he could become something. It looks like he's doing something. So there is potential there. So I'll give it a D. But the return was so diminishing. I'd rather just keep him, honestly, and just pitch him. See if you go hot this year. I mean, if no one's going to give you anything for him, just hold on to him. Um, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe a hot take, but I don't think Danny Coulomb had to go. If that's all you're going to get back for him, you could have just held on to him. I'd be fine with that. Now this one's going to be a little weird. So Carlos Correa went out for basically nothing. So this was a pure salary dump. Got a guy back that's not even worth bringing up a stat page for, not even worth looking up. It's just some guy. So basically, it was a pure salary dump. They're paying down 33 million, and the Astros are going to take the other like 60 million. So clearly, according to what I just said, this would be like an F, but I'm going to give it a C purely because he was unhappy here. Well, I guess that's not a fact, but it seems like he was getting a little unhappy here, and um, it does open up, if you are full selling like this, it does open up the ability for you to play all your young guys. You can just throw Brooks Lee in at shortstop and tell him to prove it, and you can play Keyshaw at second now, or you can throw Keyshaw at DH first. Uh, I don't know who you're throwing at second, like maybe Peyton Neals. I guess if you're keeping Cody Clemens, you can throw him at second base or whatever you're doing. But the only reason I put this as a C because he, if you're getting rid of all of these guys, I guess if you just throw the salary away from Correa and you start playing your young guys, I mean it makes sense. I don't like it, but it makes sense. Then we have Brock Stewart, putting that in an F. So they traded Brock Stewart for James Altman. What is this? So yeah, I don't know what this is all about. I mean, he was good a while ago, but he's been abysmal since then. He's doing nothing. Um, are you just trading for this guy like praying he's going to be something? Like just pray to God kind of deal? I'm pretty sure he got assigned to AAA the second they traded for him. Um, yeah, I don't know what this was all about. I'd rather just keep Brock Stewart and get nothing back than get this guy back. He's just going to take up a roster spot when you call him up for a guy that you could be playing instead, like McCuster, Carson McCuster, even a Ryan Fitzgerald. I'd rather play. I mean, I'd rather play Deshaun Kiersey Jr. Than this guy. I don't know what the point of this was. I'd 100%. I just keep Brock Stewart. That's a mind blowing trade right there. Easy F tier for that one. They should have just kept Brock Stewart and gotten nothing back if that was the best offer they had. That was ridiculous. Uh, Willie Castro. So this one's a little tough. So they got this Sam Armstrong guy back I've been looking at. Uh, I don't know. He's struggling in Double A. He's not even the top 30 prospect. I don't know. Oh, there goes everything. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, sure. I don't have much of an opinion about that guy. The other guy they got back was Ryan Gallagher. So this guy is actually something. So he's been doing. He got drafted last year, sixth round. He's been pitching fine. He's only made two starts in Double A, so I don't really care about his stat line there. 3.72 in High A, got promoted. I mean, this guy seems fine. He's got a 45 overall. I mean, he's got some nice pitches here. He's got two above average, 55, a fastball changeup. The slider's fine. It looks like control pretty decent. Um, yeah, I mean, it seems okay. From what I read on here, he's got a high floor, so he's like maybe a number four starter in the future. I mean, I guess if you're resetting your timeline back for 2 years, like when guys like Walker Jenkins are going to come up, or Emmanuel Rodriguez is going to be up, Keyshaw is going to be up tomorrow, Kalen Culpepper is going to be up by then, Gonzalez should be up by then. If you're getting all these guys up, I mean, I guess it makes sense that you would move it back. So I'm actually fine with that, and that's why I'm going to give it a B. I don't know if I like it more than the Bader trade. Uh, it is an arm, so I probably like it a little bit more. I can't even remember who they got, Bader. They got an outfielder, yeah. I'd rather have the arm than the outfielder, and I do think Castro is worth more than Bader, but anyways, I put Castro above at a B. Um, Griffin Jacks, so they traded Griffin Jacks to Tampa Bay for Taj Bradley. I don't know how I feel about this. Uh, I mean, I'm confused why his WAR is negative this season. He's been better than most. He's about average. He's only a little bit below, but his strikeout rate is way down this year. That's probably why the WAR is pretty bad. But anyways, this guy he's got probably 4 years of control left. It looks like so he played a whole season here. Yeah, I'm guessing he's got 4 years. I haven't actually looked that up, but I'm assuming 4 more years. Yeah, he's still pre-arb eligible. Eligible. Oh, here it is. 1.1. So he's got 5 years left of. Oh, there it is, right there. 2030. Yeah, so 5 years. So, I mean, they got this guy for a while, so that's kind of nice. Okay. I mean, would I rather have Griffin Jacks? Probably. Keep the bullpen intact. You just got Mick Abel, so I don't. Why are we loading up on starting pitchers? Obviously, I know why we're loading up on starting pitchers because you can never have enough, but I don't know. I think you could have gone a different route than getting a Taj Bradley here. And maybe I'll. This is the one where I think you could end up looking the silliest about, but I think I would have gone a different route if I'm trading Griffin Jackson, getting Taj Bradley back. But um, I'd give it a high D, borderline C, just because I'd rather have Griffin Jacks than Taj Bradley, especially when you've already gutted your bullpen. I don't know why we're gutting the bullpen more, and then then you just keep gutting the bullpen. You just get rid of Louis Varland, who's got 5 years of control left. What are we doing at that point? So you get rid of Louis Varland, you get in Kendrys Rojas. Okay, this guy's interesting. Drafted a long time ago. So signed obviously the guy for international free agent. So he's pitching in AAA right now. He has been for a little bit here. I mean, he's only thrown one game in AAA, so he's been doing fine though in AA. It's okay. This guy a reliever? This guy's definitely a reliever. The game started. You started 4 games. You threw 18 innings. That's pretty interesting. So clearly he's been hurt this year. Um, don't need more injury prone guys, definitely. Uh, I don't know. This guy seems like he's going to end up becoming a left-handed reliever. So I don't love it. Why not just keep Louis Varland? Like, what are we trading Louis Varland away for? We got another guy who could. He was a top five Blue Jays prospect last year. If you go back to 2024 and you look at the Blue Jays, if we can find them. So the guy, he is. Where is he? Here he is. He's a seventh. Okay, so he's a seventh prospect. Uh, okay. I mean, he's been struggling this year. Actually, hasn't even played this year. He played last year. No, he didn't. Oh yeah, he has. Here he is. So he has some games this year. I mean, he's got 98 at bats. He's not playing so hot. He's going to get a lot of at bats coming over here. He's going to start on the roster for sure after everyone we've shipped out. He's crushing it in minors. Like he's doing really nice down there. He's a triple A demon. So maybe he'll become something. This one it doesn't actually seem that bad. Uh, sure he had a bad like first cup of coffee in the majors, 43 games, struggled. Okay, but he's been lighting up triple A. Like you can't take 43 games and say he's bad. Uh, I'm more I don't know why we went for this guy. He looks like a reliever. Okay, they did fine in the Louis Varland return. That's why I'm gonna put it above Coulomb, probably in the middle of D. But I mean, you just that was the last trade that happened today, and they traded away the only guy on the roster capable of closing. Like now your closer is Cole Sands. Your setup guy is Cody Funderburk. How's that gonna go? Like you're gonna pull Joe Ryan out of the game. You're gonna throw in some guy named David something something, and he's gonna give up 5 runs. Then you're gonna be like, ah, crap, we're down. Or you're gonna have Bailey overthrow 8 innings, like complete game, and then okay, Cole Sands coming in the ninth, like okay, it's not the worst. But let's say Bailey overthrows 7 innings, you're like, oh, my setup guy's coming in. You see Cody Funderburk jogging out of the bullpen, you're like, okay, well that's 2 runs right there. And then you bring in Cole Sands after that, and you're like, maybe a run. So like, what is going on here? Why did we trade Louis Varland? I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, So yeah, that's everyone that was traded away, and then I guess Ty France went and Ludi Varland, but I don't really care. Ty France is just clogging up anyways, so you might as well just let him go. That opens up a spot for somebody else to play. Probably the guy that they got from the Blue Jays, the Allen guy. Can't remember his damn name. Allen Roden. Okay. So, yeah. So he's probably going to take Ty France's spot, and then they're just going to find they need 5 bullpen arms now because they traded away 5 bullpen players. So we're probably going to be seeing some debuts and we're going to be seeing some waiver claims. It's going to be really weird. Pearson Ole, get ready to learn MLB, buddy. Uh, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But that's my grades. So I think Chris Paddock was the best. Duran probably second best, even though he was probably the best player we gave up. Um, Castro and Bader, I was fine with. Decent return for who they are. Correa, just to see, like it's just depressing. Like giving him up, you know that you're going for a depressing couple of seasons here. But if your goal is to play the young guys, I get it. That's why he's C. You got fucking nothing back though, so that's kind of crazy. Uh, Griffin Jackson a D just because I think Griffin Jackson is better than Taj Bradley, and I'd rather have 2.5 years of Griffin Jackson as my closer than 5 years of Taj Bradley as my starter. But that one I think could age the worst on my end. Louis Varland, I'd rather have 5 years of Louis Varland than the other two guys, which this one got potential to age bad, but I Louis Varland's just figuring it out this year. Why are you trading him when his value is just starting to grow instead of wait for it to be a Yohan Duran level value? I don't think it was a good time to trade him. Uh, Danny Coulomb, not sure why we're trading him for a guy named Garrett Horn. I mean, the guy's fine, and was it A ball? Uh, I'd rather just keep Coulomb and rock with it than just acquire some random. And then Brock Stewart, F tier, horrible trade. Why do we want James Outman? He's just going to clog up a roster spot, or he's going to sit in AAA, or just keep Brock Stewart. There's no reason. There's just no reason. But yeah, that's uh that's what I got for the Twins trade deadline this season.